Alright. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Optimistic M from Hawaii. This is your host, Miss Show. Aloha. So, I'm a bit disappointed. I actually filmed this video before. I was sitting in my car right after work, and I tried to import the video into iMovie or whatever, and for some reason, no audio. So, I'm doing it over. It's all good. So I'm doing it from my room now. I'm back home, just chilling, getting prepared for drill for tomorrow. I'm a reservist in the Navy Reserves. That's one of the things I do. So today, I'd like to talk to you about resolutions. Ain't wrong. So, first of all, Happy New Year. Second, I don't believe in resolutions. At least not in the definition of a term, resolutions as used very loosely. I believe in goals, and something I've been doing for the past few years is making goals. I do short-term, immediate, and long-term goals, and that's something I've been doing. Usually, and I highly recommend this, especially if you haven't done it already, find a place that you're comfortable with, whether it's your room, whether you're sitting in your car, looking over the ocean or something. What I did a lot when I was in Australia and reflecting on just different things I wanted for my life, or just different things in general. Like I was just certain situations I was overthinking, but I go to a place near the coastline, and it's like a 5-minute walk from the place I was staying, so it wasn't a problem. And I would do it most nights, a lot of nights. I would go out there and just think, like, okay, this is what's going on, this is what I want. And it was an awesome place because there was no one there. It was quiet, perfect, right? And I just looked over the ocean in the darkness, in a deep blue, open ocean, minus the stuff in the background. But it's an awesome place, and I actually used to do it years ago when I was working a security job in Waikiki. Nearly every night before I went back home, and I just say the same thing over and over. I wrote down this affirmation I would say every day, every night at the beach over the ocean, and I would say it over and over because I really wanted it. It was kind of like a dark time in my life. I wasn't making that much money, and eventually I got out of it. And it's something I need to do again. But I highly recommend it. Find a place to reflect back on life and create new goals for this new year. Just a few goals that I have, and actually, let me go back for a second. So, I mentioned about this notebook. It's my vision notebook. I've had this for like the past few years. Actually, I've had it since 2011, and I started writing in it. First thing on the top here is what I desire. If you can see that, what I desire, and I write things out. This is more of a long-term thing, so I write things out. They say I want to make $80,000 per year someday. That's one of the things I wrote down there. The next thing, of course, is how do you get to it? And I'm going to talk about a little about that in a bit. Short-term things to do list is, of course, the short list. I have different notebooks for various reasons, and it keeps me organized. I pretty much have to look back at what I've done last year. So 2015, I did a lot. But 2014 was actually more of a prep year for 2015. And this is kind of how I see 2016 as being a prep year for next year. Basically, I formed like a two-year plan, or sometimes even 5-year plans. But right now I have a 2 and a 5-year plan, and there's various things I would like to happen, or I'm planning to happen. That's the better terminology. Planning these things out to happen. Planning these things out that I want to accomplish within that time frame, so I can move on, so I can progress, right? 2014, I didn't really know exactly where I was going. I knew that I wanted to go to Australia, I knew Australia was actually one of my choices. It wasn't my finalized choice until early 2015. I started looking at other choices, and things didn't pan out. I wanted to go to Germany originally. I decided on a school that I originally wanted to go to, but I ended up not going there. So plans change. Different things. 2014 was the beginning of working a new job, getting out of security, getting paid more, moving to a new place, and doing different things. So, like I said, it was a prep year, and 2015 was the year to get it done. To do it, I prepped all the way up to that point. 2015 was get it done. Now, this year, I'm foreseeing it's going to be the same thing where I'm building up, developing these different plans, and gonna follow suit next year. Even better yet, if I start before the next year begins, which is the plan. So I have a few goals of my own that I have set. One, the most important one to me, is to focus more on people that mean more to me or mean something to me versus people that don't mean anything to me. Basically, in the past, I have put much energy on people that just didn't really matter to me. Like I shouldn't be focusing on them because they're bringing me down, kind of thing. One of those instances has to do with my ex-spouse. I'm not going to get too much into it, but it's something that I want to be done with this year. And we're already separated and divorced, so I would like to just totally sever ties with her eventually. I don't think that it's not like we're enemies. I get where she came from. It's a long story. I've casted many times about it, or even briefly brought it up on my RAUR audio broadcast from time to time, and I've even made a detailed broadcast about it in 2014. It's one of the things I would like to leave behind. I mean, I have a few obligations I have to follow, but other than that, I want to at least sever ties eventually and just, I wouldn't say like push her to the side, but she's no longer my focus. I've put too much energy, time, and focus on her already, and I've wasted so much time. But at the same time, I'm gaining much experience from that. I can't really call it a relationship, but I can call it a life experience. It's something that I've gotten over for the most part, but not completely. That's a prime example of shifting my focus to something or someone more important. And actually, this brings up my next point. So it's a perfect segue. When I was in Australia, I met a lady friend there, and she's an amazing woman. And we don't really have a relationship as of yet. Like something like, oh, we're like a thing. No, we're not a thing. The way I see it and the way she explained it, that she kind of doesn't want to do anything right now. So it's like we know each other, we're in contact. I emailed her, and that's pretty much how we're communicating right now because we both have things we got to do. Priorities, basically. And I respect that. I really do. So she's a hard catch, but I'm not giving up. Not giving up by a long shot. And she's worth the challenge. I believe she really is worth the challenge. But she's not the only person I'm shifting my focus to, but she's one of the people in my life that I'm shifting my focus more onto as being more important to me. I would say also my immediate family, my brothers, sisters, I have two sisters, one older, and get close to them. Even my grandmother, that I'm planning on like calling more and just because I haven't actually visited them in years, and it's kind of like all this time has gone by, and I'm never gonna get that back. So the only thing I can do is move forward and just keep in touch, keep contact. Hey, how you doing, kind of thing. And so that's the thing I want to do. I want to focus more on like family and friends that are like really close to me. And there's also other minor details that will kind of like just want to sever. Because I just thought about it just now, but one of the most important things that I would like to establish is better friendship. However, I also would like to be more careful on who I'm being a friend to, because you know what they say about your five most closest friends. Pretty much what they say about your five closest friends is that you're gonna be like, you're gonna pretty much be like them. So, and there are there are some things that probably just need to just put on pause or just stop doing. So those other things, I'm not gonna really get into it, but I'm not gonna say I want to sever those friendships, but more so, I would like to progress, and in so doing, I'm gonna have to stop doing certain things or stop hanging out with certain people to progress. In a nutshell, that's basically it. I want to shift my focus on people that I care about or are important to me, friends and family, and my lady from Australia. She's part of it. Another goal of mine is to be more assertive. If any of you have any advice, recommendations on this at all, please drop a comment below. It's something I've been working on. I've gotten better, but I'm not there yet. That and being more confrontational, because there's certain instances, even like for example at work, it's not, I wouldn't say it's like a huge problem. It's just I have a coworker that comes across a certain way, and it's like, are you the boss now, kind of thing. Like, and I don't want to be like, well, I'm the boss, I'm the guy that works over here, I'm in charge, so you have to listen to me. It doesn't look good. It's A leader knows they're a leader. This much is true. A leader doesn't have to say they're a leader. Plain and simple. That's something I've been working on. Like I said, if you have any advice, drop it below in the comment section. I really would like to hear what you have to say, even if you have to direct message me or something. But anyways, uh, next goal is I want to come harder on social media, uh, more so on YouTube than ever. YouTube is, I've been on YouTube before. I've done a few videos here and there. It's something that I desire to do more of, and right now the goal is at least one video per week. Now, I can do this very easily with RAUR. It's an audio broadcast platform, social media audio broadcast platform. If you haven't heard of it, I'm gonna drop a link at the end of this video, and you're gonna be able to go to my channel. You can also visit other people's channels on there. I have a bunch of friends on there that do different things on there, as well as on here on YouTube. Anyways, I dropped some knowledge on there. I've been dropping knowledge on there for the last couple of years. Almost couple of years, actually, almost 2 years. And it's much more easier platform to do, because I don't need video. I have to get ready. I can be sitting in my underwear. I can be sitting on the toilet. It's just an example. But I do it pretty much damn near almost once a week. So why not YouTube? And I don't want to post like the same thing I do on here, on there. Sometimes I may, but not all the time. I would like to use the different platforms for different reasons, or at least similar, but not exactly the same. Maybe like have an exclusive thing I'll do on here, or have an exclusive thing I'll do on there. It just depends. And I'll do like various different types of segments on RAUR, which I also plan on doing on here as well, but differently, because it's a video. And video is it's more stimulating for the vision, the eyes, and everything, and the platform is different. So you have to use it for different reasons, obviously. So my main thing on it is I mentioned this before, but I want to come hard and pretty much bringing great content. I've traveled different places. I want to give tips, advice, stuff like that. Just life hacks, just general life things that people may have questions about. Well, how do you live in Hawaii, under such a tight budget? I can talk about that because I've done it. Different various, just things like that. I want to give back to society. I want to give my contribution back to society, and not just be like, oh, he's a guy that's just sitting in the background liking other people's stuff. I pretty much faded away from Facebook, not totally, entirely. In fact, a lot of people's resolutions or goals are just simply moving away from social media. I want to give more. I want to put more on there. I don't want to give a false persona of myself being something I'm not, someone I'm not. Pretty much, I will tell you straight up right now, on my Instagram, I post mostly food or just different places, different locations or buildings or whatever on there. Now, there was a time I used to post a lot of selfies. I used to do a lot of all the time. Not so much anymore. I may do it every now and then, but it's not going on Instagram. Instagram is I use it differently for that reason. Food and just other random stuff that I find interesting because I'm also a photographer. I may not be a pro, but I like taking pictures. I'm an artist in that way. That's one of my creative outlets. So that's another thing I want to do. Another goal that I'm planning on for this year is developing my business. Now I have 2 business ideas, maybe even more than that. But right now I want to stick to the one, and that's pretty much wedding video production. Now I've done this before, but I basically failed because one, I was doing it all by myself, and if you have any experience with starting your own business or being an entrepreneur, you know that's not an easy task. So basically, I'm gonna go back where I left off because I'm not entirely starting over. I've done some great things like marketing, research, that sort of thing, which is very important. You gotta have that. You gotta know what's out there. You gotta know what people want. I want to go back, basically, and revamp it. Like I want to basically go from a event manager prospect or perspective, and have like a video guy, have a photographer, have makeup, whatever. I want to start a team. That's my plan, and go at it, because there's a big market for weddings out here, but getting the traction, getting people to pick up the phone and book you, that's the key. And I've gotten many phone calls, but the booking, that's the key. That's the key. I mean, if you don't get that, you have nothing. So basically, because I'm an international business major, I want to take all the knowledge that I've gained, not only from my school, I'm going to come up to in a second here, not only from my education, but also experience from my job I've been working for the past year and a half and some change. So that's what I want to, that's what I desire to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm taking steps right now. Right now, like I'm busy with studies, so that comes up to my next goal. I want to graduate this semester coming up. I know I have a couple of weeks before classes start. I haven't even registered yet, but I've so far registered for the one class I know I have to take, which is the capstone class. I know that's probably that's most likely going to be the most challenging part of this semester, because the other 3 classes are just, well, 2 electives, general education electives, and the other one is I believe it's something else that I need, but they're all pretty much electives in the end. I have 1 history class. I'm not sure why I have a history class, but I have it anyways. Whatever. So my goal, and it's going to happen, I'm going to graduate this upcoming semester. I was going to wait because I'm waiting for my grades to come from overseas right now, from Australia. I'm just waiting for the transcript, and then they can put the grades in, and it won't be a problem. That's going to happen. I just don't know when. It's going to take some time. I mean, I want it to happen as soon as possible. Because, when you get senioritis, it's like, I want to get it done. I don't want to deal with it no more. I mean, yes, education is important. School is important. But if you look at it, it can also be a distraction. Now, as an entrepreneur, I want to get started, right? Not to say that it's stopping me, it's impeding me. I could stop right now and start my business. I could develop it, but I need to finish it. I feel that I need to finish it because I started it. I have an issue with starting things and not finishing them. This could be anything. Like starting like a series or something, a TV series. Sometimes like I'll start a game and just not finish it. Like I just, whether I get bored or whatever, find something else that's interesting. I need to finish it. I'm gonna finish this. That's my goal. This is more of a 2 year goal, a 2 year in my 2 year plan. But I'm gonna go back to Australia within the next 2 years. Okay, I'm planning that out for the next couple of years because it falls in line where I want to basically go back and meet my lady friend because it's gonna be a couple of years. It's gonna be a while, and I know this. I knew from the get-go that there was gonna be this time and distance between us. I knew that. She knows that. She's hard to get. She's just playing hard to get. I know, but at least she's giving me the time of day. Otherwise, I don't know. In 2 years' time, so by the end of next year, I'm gonna go back to Australia. I'm gonna visit her. And I'm not just gonna go there for her because I don't know what's gonna happen in the next couple of years. Something could happen. Maybe we lose touch. I hope not. I hope not, because that would kind of fail my first goal is getting more closer to her and family members and the like. Because I like her, you know. But that's a story for another day. But the plan is, regardless of what happens, I want to go to Australia again. And I have videos to share on this. I have casts I want to do as far as travel tips, advice on going to Australia. That's coming, so stay tuned for that. I have many RAUR broadcasts right now already up you can listen to in your free time if you'd like. Just my adventure while I was there. And I've done many casts on that, so and even a couple of blogs. I got more to come. I'm not done. I got a lot of pictures. So, like I said, I got a lot of stuff that I'm desiring to do. I'm gonna do the best I can to come hard on this. I don't want to let you guys down. I know I'm fairly new as far as this new approach. So it's new to me. It's not exactly my first time on this rodeo, but I want to be more consistent. I desire to be more consistent to present more stuff to people out there to have that want answers on different things. So that's again part of one of the goals I would like to do, that I'm planning on doing. Not I would like to, but I'm going to do. So stay tuned for that. If anyone has any feedback, suggestions, or comments or anything, please leave them on the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. If you have any questions about me or just about me, I mean, of course, I have more goals. I definitely haven't listed them all here, but I mean, some goals are meant to just not be said because some are very personal. And I have personal goals like that, so we all do. I want to thank everyone for coming here. And I'm going to reiterate this because this is very important. I would highly suggest that you start some kind of vision notebook. Now, I've had this for a few years, so the thing about this book is that not everything has happened, but I would say a great percentage of things I have written down that I have wanted to happen has happened. And you can look at it as it's not magic. It's not magic. You can look at it as a secret. However, because a secret explains a perspective of what you should be doing, but I don't think it really goes into all details, because in the secret it just says you can think about something and it'll happen. Well, I mean, I could think about wanting $1,000,000 till I'm blue in the face, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen. So the one principle that I believe was left out of the secret is the fact that you have to actually take steps towards it. You can't just think about it. You can't just hope and believe that something happens and it'll happen. I don't believe it works that way. It's never worked that way for me. I've always, like, every goal that I have set and I've written out in this book, and I believe it's very important to write it out. It's not the same to think about it. It's not the same to put it on the computer somewhere and forget about it, because guess what? You forgot about it. Now what? Write it down, write it out, because in this book, I'll look at it every day and it's tangible. I can touch it. I know exactly when I look at this, my first page, I want $80,000 per year. Guess what I'm doing? I'm making steps towards that goal. When I think about it, everything that I do, even if it's very minute, and it may not happen all the time, but the basic principle is that you're making steps towards your goal. If you don't, if you're more of a visual person, you can have like pictures in here, or you can have a picture on your refrigerator or something to look at. That's like a reference. It's like a reference on a map, and you know on the map, you know what your destination, you know what you would like your destination to be, but you don't know exactly what it is. Say this pen, for example. It's like, okay, I want to be able to write. It's just an example. I would never do this, but I want to be able to write just like $1,000,000 checks with a red pen, for example. This is just a reference point to one day actually being able to do something like that. It's just an example, but I don't know who writes in red. Sometimes yeah, whatever. Anyway, if you don't know where you're going, how do you expect to get there? That's pretty much it. So I wanted you to take that time to think about I mean, it's not too late. We're only 8 days in a year, 9 days if you're on the other side of the planet. You still have time. Reflect on yourself. If something is wrong in your life and you want to fix it, fix it. It may not happen overnight. It may not happen over the next couple of weeks. It may not happen over the next couple of months. But at least you're making steps towards it. Just my 2 cents. If you have any other things you want to share, please comment below. And that's about it for me. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to the Optimistic M. There's more to come, so stay tuned. You can hit me up on my Twitter, Periscope, RAUR, Google+, and you'll see it on my end card. So stay tuned, and I'm out. Stay tuned for the next episode. And thanks for coming, everyone. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and share if you think somebody else will benefit from this. Peace and cheers. Then I originally went, well, the one I originally, I can't talk.